Before I started to talk about the technical about the tea, but I think I need to spend a little bit of minute to talk about it, why you'll be here, why you should tell more people to come for this sort of event. When we talk about the tea, we should must first to know Shen Nong. Shen Nong spent his whole life researching and testing for herbal to finding a medicine for people. And he was revered so much for people, and then he became known as a Chinese god, called Yan Di. The first record of Shen Nong and the tea was in the Chinese herbal book in year 1123 BC. And it says Shen Nong drank tea for detoxify himself, but while he's being poisoned and from tasting different plants and for finding the herbal tea. And so that from the beginning of the founded the tea until the next more than 2,000 years, tea has been recorded and been used as detoxifier and antibiotics. So in the history of the tea culture, the most famous key driver and also known as the Confucius of tea, Mr. Lu Yu, which is the pictures over there. He was the main driver of research, education, and promotion of tea. And then his impact so much for the tea industry more than 1,300 years. And another key figure is Mr. Wu Lizhen, who is the first person planting a cultivated Camellia sinensis. And in year 53 BC, in Chinese time called Shihan Dynasty, Wu Lizhen's tea planting industry and rapid development. And that was shown in, and also you can see in the Tang and the Song Dynasty. And also, they transformed the tea from herbal medicine to day-to-day drinks. So that is what we call the first tea culture revolution. In Tang Dynasty, tea and other many Chinese culture expanded to Japan. And Japan still kept the most culture. Today, in tea, they call Cha Dao, is very famous. But that is not as impact as the next event. In year 1602, the first tea trader ship departed to Holland. That was the beginning of tea culture went into Western continent. And about half century later, in middle 16th century, the tea went to England. And about middle of the 17th century, English found the globalization for the tea. And that time was the Industrial Revolution was occurred. So when the factories and offices adopt concept of the morning tea and afternoon tea, so the new tea culture has been occurred, and that's what we call the second tea culture. So today, tea made second large beverage after water, with 25,000 cups per second globally. And the scientists found almost 400 nutritions elements when body needs from the tea. But unfortunately, with the technology and also many other commercial incidents, global tea consumption has been dropped in the past decade. Through my more than 15 years international tea research, study and research, and also consumption market, I found that the tea has a less value, and also people pay less attention to the tea. For example, my boy is in year 12, and he chose a hospitality course. One day I picked him up from the school and I asked him, what were you teaching? And he said, I'm making coffee. And I feel very bad, because I feel tea has a far more history and a much more nutrition and value for people. Why our school doesn't have a teaching about the tea? So with the other hand, And with the technology, and I believe in the very short future, the biotechnology already introduced into the tea industry, and I reckon soon they will produce so much new products for food, for beauty and nutrition supplement, and also beauty and cosmetics, even medicines. That is all come from the tea. That is the real factor near the doorway. So what we need to people changing lifestyle, they need looking for solution about their health. So that's why we need now to strong passing a message to people. Relax to drinking a cup of tea. And because pollution, work stress, and even you sit down in long time in the front of a computer, all these actually can harm yourself, but drinking a cup of tea will help. So fortunately, we have a pioneer in the culture promotion person called Mr. Wang Xingxiang, Mark Wang, who created a Tea Heaven event. And not just we educating the students from a school, but also we bring more precious guests and VIP like you are. So that hopefully with today's event, and sure we will be making our Tea Heaven events much more success. Signal is third time the tea revolution is already beginning. This opportunity is for you, for me, and for everyone what we involved. So now we talk about the real things about the tea. Originally, tea founded in Wuling Range in today's Hubei and Hunan province near the Yangtze River. Of course, with the whole tea development almost 5,000 years, today we have a 6 range of different types of tea with more than 25,000 different plant and species globally. So tea industry is huge.